Well, it's June, and it's in the mystical land known as Delaware on the Crazy Geezer podcast. And my guest here today, Mr. Daniel Blake, is actually my co-star for the movie For Delia With Love. Welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me. It's cool to be here on the, what is this, the Crazy Geezer podcast?
Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
I'm glad you're here. I mean, I met you after we were announced that we were going to be co-starring together, and then you pulled me aside at, I think it was a Monster Mania convention. You're like, "Hey, Chris, it's me, Daniel Blake. Come say hi."
Yeah. I played the referee in the wrestling scene that happens in the beginning. The two girls are watching a wrestling match, and I'm the referee. And it was cool. I got to play opposite of Bill Wheaton and Mets Donato. And it was just really cool. I like working with Brian Wild. I worked with him on a couple of other projects before, and they always bring me in, and it's always a pleasure when they do.
I saw. We saw the movie again on a bigger screen last night, and you did do a good job as a referee. I'll give you credit for that.
Thank you. I actually took experience from when I was a referee. My little brother's a pro wrestler, and I used to referee his matches when we first started.
That is so cool. And you said that your sister-in-law is also a wrestler too, right?
Yeah, Brittany Blake is her name, and she's wrestled for like AEW. She wrestles in Japan. She wrestles all over the place. She's like actually really established, and I don't know, but yeah, I got pro wrestling in my family, and I used to do the video production for pro wrestling, and then it's actually kind of how I got my start in the filmmaking business and stuff. But then other than that, yeah, I trained to be a referee when I first started. Like I was like 17, 18. Went to wrestling school to be a referee.
So you're in Maryland, and I'm not going to say where, just for your own protection. But
so
where did you go?
I mean,
the secret's out.
It's fine. It's fine.
I try to be respectful for other people's
accent.
Dude, who could? I'm so tone deaf. Who can tell? So you said you went to wrestling school. Which one?
Oh, we went to Eastern Wrestling Alliance. Is where we got our start. My brother actually got his start at Bone Breakers, but after that, and he was already like kind of in wrestling school a little bit and already kind of knew a little bit. He went to the Eastern Wrestling Alliance, and I'd go with him to practice, and kind of just got in there, and I'd referee matches here and there, and then we did a couple live events where I was the referee, and that was kind of cool. So they would train me kind of like in the practice sessions of them getting all like, they're working or whatever. And it's like, all right, well, Dan, go here, be the ref. I was like, all right, well, what do I do? I mean, I was a big wrestling fan before, so I kind of knew what refs did, but there's a lot of nuance to how a referee really referees those matches and stuff. And there's like a lot of like secret signals and things you got to like pass messages from like wrestler to wrestler without people knowing what you're saying or doing. And
which was difficult to decipher back in the day. Now it seems almost too easy in comparison.
Yeah, I haven't been in a wrestling ring really after that. I kind of gave it up. My brother, I went into music, and then my brother still stayed with wrestling. And but yeah, I gave it up, and then I haven't been in a wrestling ring until Delia With Love. But it was fun though. We were showing people how to do like bumps and stuff because I had to learn all that stuff when I was a ref because sometimes the referee gets bumped. So I don't know, it was a lot of fun.
I gotta say though, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen the movie yet, it just came out physically on DVD and it's going to be available on streaming platforms. So I think the Troma app is one of them too.
Yeah. I got a little bit of an exclusive to drop. We have 2 really good movies coming up within the next 2 months or 3 months on Troma Now. So if you don't have a subscription to Troma Now, you should get a subscription to Troma Now. It's free for the first 30 days, $4.99 a month after that. I mean, it's the easiest and the most, it's the most amount of movies you can get for the price, for it being so uncensored and for it being everything like that. Anything else, you get commercials and all that stuff. But Troma Now is $4.99. It's less than a pack of cigarettes. So
I still need to apply for that app. So as soon as our episode's over, I'll take care of it and I'll text you just to confirm. Say the job's done. Here's a photo.
There you go. Yeah, man.
So my question is about the Troma app. Is was it the Japanese director's cut of the Toxic Avenger on the app, or is that a DVD exclusive?
I think that's a DVD exclusive, but don't hold me to that. It could be coming out very soon. I know we have 4K versions of all of the Toxic Avenger movies on Troma now, like, and
Mm-hmm.
you can get the box set too. We also offer the box. We have a whole other website called Troma Direct, and that's like buying Troma from Troma. Like what gets sent to you comes from the office, like in the basement of the office. They have an intern go down there, scrape up your order, put it in a box, send it to you. So like if you get the Toxic Avenger box set from Troma, from Troma Direct, you're getting it from the Troma basement. You're getting it from the source. It's not like getting it from Amazon. You don't know where it came from. Like
Right. Exactly.
and all that money supports Troma straight up. So I would say go to Troma Direct, go to Troma Now, check out both of those. And then the next with July and August is going to be something very special on Troma Now in July and August. So stay tuned for that.
I'm not going to ask because I like surprises, and I don't want to. And I told
Well,
you, I think I told you this in the
say.
past, where I don't want to be the guy who's known as a snitch.
Well, I can't. I personally can't say what it is, other than the fact that it'll be worth the subscription itself.
There you go. So speaking of Troma, let's talk about that. You work for Troma.
Yeah, I do their graphic design. I'm an independent contractor, but I'm under contract with Troma right now to do their graphic design work. And then I also am, I guess you could say, Mid-Atlantic sales rep. That's a really fancy way of saying volunteer at conventions. So I sell T-shirts and I sell DVDs. I set up the merch booth and stuff like that. I have a whole team of people that do that with me, like Gabe and Lynn and JT and Lisa and Frankie Bones. Frankie Bones is our manager. He's the one who like holds us all together, gets all our events and stuff like that, and then sends us out there with the crew. We're the Mid-Atlantic merch team. So anything from Virginia to New Jersey.
Lisa, are you talking about Lisa in your background? Lisa Busta Bust?
Yeah, Lisa. She plays Sarah for Troma. She's like a featured attraction for the table.
Uh-huh.
What her and JT do, or should I say Toxie, what Sarah and Toxie do is they draw people to the table. They're the ones out there making the scene. They're the ones getting all the pictures taken. They're the ones, like, if you want to come like get a free photo op or something, you're pretty much taking it with them. So they'll bring people to the table. And then what I do is tell them about Troma and sell them on Troma and try to sell some DVDs and T-shirts. And most times I don't even have to do much work. Like, it sells itself because everybody's a fan of it. So
exactly.
But then there's also people who don't know about all the different movies, and there's some movies on there they don't know about that one of us have probably seen and can tell them and suggest them. We make suggestions and recommendations and things like that. So it's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it, I guess. I've been doing it since 2022.
I mean, again, I know you're doing your job quite well. I've seen you in action, and every time there's a Troma table, I go on my way to stop by, whether it's a toy convention or too many games, which I want to talk about in a second. I appreciated the fact that Retroware and Troma teamed up to have the Toxic Crusaders demo available at the time.
Yeah, Justin Silverman and the whole team has been doing like so much to like bring not only their version of the Toxic event or Toxic Crusaders, their envisioning of a new Toxic Crusader side-scrolling beat-em-up game, but they're doing a lot with bringing the old video game media from Toxic Crusaders from the early 90s, from like 92, 93, 91, 92, 93, all that era. They're trying to like revamp and revitalize that too. So you're going to be seeing a lot of like old school stuff from the Nintendo, from the Genesis, from the Game Boy, things like that. I don't know exactly what they're doing with it. All I know is that he has put out a call for if we can find any of these kind of old school media stuff of the Toxic Crusaders video games, send it to him right away because he's got some big stuff cooking.
You don't say too much more because I'm speculating. This is just an educated guess. It sounds like a compilation, but don't say anything. I want to stay in suspense.
It could just be a retrospective. Whatever it is, it could just be a retrospective of over the years and what it is now. But at the end of the day,
and that would be okay too, right?
That would be great. But he's asking for any old Toxic Crusaders media, and Justin's actually the guy who is responsible for taking the Toxic Crusaders and putting it into 4K format and then having a HD version of the Toxic Crusaders totally, remastered and revamped and revitalized for a younger generation. That's all Justin and the Retroware team. So
Wow.
big kudos to those guys. The reason you're seeing Toxic Crusaders now on Troma Now in HD is because of those guys.
So he's taking the movies from standard to HD, Blu-ray, 4K. Does that sound about right?
Series, yeah, the Toxic Crusaders cartoon series, and they're really doing a lot with all of the Crusader stuff.
Oh, I can't wait. And who knows? I mean, maybe, just maybe, that another toy deal could be striked with the Toxic Crusaders brand, and then more toys could be re-released.
Yeah, they actually have some. Where are they? Here's one right here. So I gotta reach over and grab it. But they kind of had a re-release of. Oh, I guess you can't really see it with this background. See it? Maybe. I don't know. I'll fix it. But
you're good. I saw a quick glimpse. I know exactly what you're showing me.
Yeah, it's not working, but it's the re-release of the Toxic Crusaders Kenner toy, and the Trick or Treat Studios made this, and they have a whole line of like figures that are pretty much the figures from Kenner that you would get back in the day. They have Dr. Killamoff, they have Toxie, and I think they just put out Mayor Brody, which was an unreleased figure that never came out, and they got the masters for. They got like the vinyl or whatever they make the toys out of. They got the actual like prototypes and remade it. So now we got Mayor Brody.
That is cool.
Brody.
I love the direction that Troma is going, like trying to bring what's old is new again type of attitude, starting with the video game, of course. Again, just pure speculation. I would love to see all the old school Toxic Crusaders games available, re-released in a compilation. Like that's been a thing recently.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That would be cool. I would love to play the Sega Genesis version all over again. That game was so much fun.
Yeah, they did that with the X-Men games and like the Marvel games, the Disney games, and like they would put they'd compile them all and then release them. The Capcom games and stuff. Yeah, I can
name a few right off the bat. Mortal Kombat was one of them.
There you go.
Mortal Kombat. They had the Disney Afternoon Collection re-release. It was like DuckTales and Rescue Rangers and Tailspin, Darkwing Duck.
Yep.
Those are still fun to this day. What else? Well, Street Fighter, obviously, you knew that's been released for almost 10 years now. What else? Ninja Turtles.
That would be really cool to see that for Toxic Crusaders. I mean, it deserves it. It deserves that kind of love, and I'm really glad that Retroware and Justin Silverman are giving it to it. I mean, like Toxic Crusaders is awesome. It's what got me into Troma as a little kid. I didn't even know what Troma was.
Exactly.
Toxic Crusaders was like my favorite cartoon. I had all the toys. I love the Toxic Crusaders. I love my Toxic toy. I love the cartoon whenever it would come on. And then it went away and I forgot about it. And then when I was like 16, I was on AOL and I was thinking about all these different cartoons I used to watch, like Denver the Last Dinosaur and what else? And then Toxic Crusaders was the other one. So I looked up Toxic Crusaders and it took me to Troma's website and I was like, huh. And they had this like thing saying they had a new movie just come out on DVD called Terra Firma. And I was like, oh, okay, that looks weird. Okay, cool. So not thinking nothing of it, I just go whatever, fuck about my day, whatever. And then we go to Best Buy and I see Terra Firma there. And I'm like, yo, I just saw this on the internet. I'm going to buy it. So I bought it, took it home, watched it, and that fucking movie changed my life. And like from there, I was like, this is like, because I was all into punk rock and stuff. I had no idea I was like buying a punk rock ass movie. So like, I watched it. I was like, oh my God, like this is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. So I went back to Best Buy and looked for all the different Troma movies I could find at Best Buy. And I picked up Tromeo and Juliet next. I took that home and I watched it and I was like, yo. And then I remember waiting for the Toxic Avenger Citizen Toxie to come out on DVD and like checking the Best Buy like every day to see if they had it. Like, shit was wild. But yeah, so that's how my Troma journey started when I was like 16. I found Terra
God
Firma.
damn. And I love how you mentioned AOL as a shout out. That now you're really showing us how old we are.
Yeah, I'm 42 now. So.
Remember the discs that you had to buy with the free minutes?
Yeah. Yeah. The 500 free AOL minutes and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And also you use your phone landline so you can't take a phone call while you're on the internet.
Well, I actually had, it was called Errol's. So it was called Errol's Computer, some shit or whatever. But it was like, my friend worked for him at the time. So he knew the service number that you could put in to have like the automatic, internet hookup just to make sure it could test and stuff, right? So he gave me that number and I put it into my modem and I had free internet basically for my entire childhood just because I would just run off free dial-up internet. I would play Dreamcast on it. I would do everything. It was crazy.
Did you say Dreamcast?
Yeah, I played Outrigger and Phantasy Star Online.
Oh, what's that? Oh, that's right. I forgot that the Dreamcast had online capabilities.
It had online capabilities. It even had a web browser. That was my computer. That was how I did the internet when I was a kid because I did not.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah.
And I got a Dreamcast out in the living room. It's one of the older models where it could play burnt games. You could burn a ROM on a disc and play it just like normal.
Yeah, that was my favorite. My favorite was a Dreamcast. I really like Sega Saturn too. I really don't know why Sega stopped making consoles. They were really good at making consoles.
Let's see. Let's talk about that. I never had a Saturn. I still want one. I have a Dreamcast. Back in the day, I had a Sega Genesis and a Sega CD. Ever played that?
Yeah, and the 32X, all that.
Yep. See, I had it, but I had no games for it at the time. And then I had to sell it or get rid of it or something. And then I've been, it's been on my bucket list since then.
The problem with all those is that it was a Sega Genesis, 32X, and a Sega CD, and you had all three of them, but then you all had power adapters that were like this stupid power adapter. Like they were just big boxy power adapters, and you only had two outlets. So you on your wall, so you had to like somehow get a multi-strip or something. But
I don't think surge protectors were popular at the time. That came later.
Right. So like it was next to impossible to really ever get it hooked up and play it adequately, but when you could, it was all right. But it wasn't like compared to now, it's like nothing. I mean,
true.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so that's how I found Troma, and that's how I did Troma. But the way I got into Troma, though, we were at Tromathon 2021, and it's like a big drive-in camp-out event. And my wife and I went, and I'm a photographer. Like I used to do fetish and boudoir photography, and then I did family stuff, and I did like really all kinds of photography. I haven't done a wedding yet, but one day I will. So I just took pictures of Tromathon, just doing regular event photography. And JT, our Toxie, the guy, he actually runs Tromathon. Him and Lisa, that's their show. They put it on and everything like that. And a lot of what you see at Tromathon is just because they put it out there or whatever for Tromathon. Like they really go above and beyond. But anyway, JT saw my pictures and was like, "Hey, do you want to make a Toxic Avenger movie with me?" I was like, "Yeah, of course I do." Like, say less. So I drove up to Scranton from Baltimore, and then from Scranton to Boontown or Boonton, New Jersey. It's where they filmed the original Toxic Avenger. And we went to the health club and got him like walking up past the health club and stuff, and went to the original park. What was it called? Riverview Park or something is in St.
Right.
New Jersey. So yeah, we saw him do all that kind of stuff. We took a bunch of video of him at the original filming locations, and the rest is history. From there, I started doing conventions and taking photos at conventions, and then that evolved into selling at conventions, and then setting up the table, and now I'm doing digital graphic design for their social media team. And yeah, it's just, you got to be able to conform and move quick at Troma, because the jobs are always evolving. You could go in there wanting to be an actor and then end up leaving there selling movies to people in France, you know, like,
or in my case where after 23 years, I finally got the technology and the finances to back up what I always wanted to do, which was, do my own stuff. It's called content creation today, but I mean, YouTube. I wanted a
you mean
YouTube
like
channel
OnlyFans?
before. What's that?
I said, you mean like OnlyFans?
No.
Content creation.
Well, you're not the first person to suggest OnlyFans because of my appearance for Delia With Love, because I'm tidy whities.
Oh, yeah.
I want to talk about. So, can we talk about For Delia With Love real quick? I got a few fan theories.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Okay, so in your honest opinion, do you think that Chanice the Virile, the sex wizard, is a virgin?
I think so. I think he talks a big game.
I brought my deck. Figured we could duel.
Yeah, I think he talks a big game. He like says he's the sex wizard, but he really doesn't know much about sex type stuff. I don't know. I don't think he's all talk, no action.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I think.
As a matter of fact, what was it? Bud Bullen, who was my choreographer for the Sex Wizard. We were at the premiere last night, and he was asking me about the possibility of a prequel, and I said to his name's Bud Bullen. And I said to him, it's like, yeah, I've already kind of brainstormed the idea, and then we went to Brian and we went to Scott, and I'm not sure what Brian thinks, but Scott thinks it's a good idea. Scott Boyle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Go for it. If you can write it out, then absolutely. It's all about writing it out, dude. It's all about doing the work. If you can write it out and get your idea out there, then you never know who will see it, read it, and like it.
I gotta say though, For Delia With Love was completely blindsided me. I never saw it coming. As far as being offered an on-screen role from anyone outside of my own projects, so it was quite the honor. And then you also offered me an on-screen role coming up soon, but you're still working on the script, so we'll leave it at that.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a really cool premise that Brian Wild and I are working on, and we see a main character role for you that would be like very important, and we think you'd fit it perfectly. So, yeah, but that's like in the future. That's probably like within the next 2 years.
No hurry on my end. I got plenty of my own projects to work on, like this podcast, for instance. And one of my friends, who's unofficially my business partner for the channel, is encouraging me to live stream more video games. And I'm thinking, I guess I could do that.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be getting into live streaming of video games myself with Tromaville Arcade on Twitch TV. Yeah, Tromaville Arcade. And,
Tromaville Arcade? I love it.
Yeah, it's going to be an official Troma endorsed video game channel for when the game comes out, and I'm going to do a playthrough and commentary, and like on somebody important. But no, I'm just joking. But it'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun. I have experience in game streaming and streaming in general. I used to have a television show on Battlecam, or film on TV. Sky Channel 292 in the UK, and it was like a video call-in show. So like I can be entertaining if I need to be entertaining on the spot or on the fly, and we can do a lot of really good video games. I have a whole library of video games that we can play. I regularly play Marvel Rivals. That's like I play that daily. Yeah, so we'll have a lot of fun on Tromaville Arcade in the future, probably within the next 3 months.
So Troma Arcade is not going to be just Troma-based games, although that's the theme. You're going to be playing whatever you feel like playing, right? Like Marvel Rivals.
I'm going to be playing a lot of different things. And then I'm also going to be promoting Troma.
What about the new Cosmic Invasion? Have you tried that yet?
No, I haven't.
It's good.
Yeah?
It's good. As a matter of fact, it's a similar gameplay to the new Masters of the Universe game that's coming out real soon. Should be any time now.
Oh, cool. Yeah, you just saw the Masters of the Universe. I haven't seen it yet. You said it was good.
Yeah. All I have to say is, the hell with anything I have to say. Just go see the movie.
Yeah.
That I don't do movie reviews for one simple reason. Because it's like, just go see the movie. It's awesome. Just go.
Yeah. Well, if you tell me to go, then we'll go. But if you said don't go,
100%.
if you said skip it, we would skip it. That's a review enough for me.
And maybe it's just me because I'm a Masters of the Universe fan as a kid, but it was like when I saw certain characters, I was literally in tears of joy.
Nice. Is anybody from the movie in there? Like Blade or what's the guy's name? Goldor or whatever? Like,
I
you
don't think
remember he
so.
had the cosmic key?
No, 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 no. I know that one of the old villains from the Frank Langella Masters of the Universe movie is in it. I'm not going to say who. You'll see. That's the only spoiler you're going to get out of me.
Cool.
But I will say though that I was happy as hell to see Battle Cat
Nice.
because he wasn't in the original with Dolph Lundgren. I'm like, there's two things wrong with this movie. Well, among many things, although it's for what it is. No Battle Cat, no Orko.
Yeah, and he was never what was it, Prince Alex or whatever?
Prince Adam.
Prince Adam? Yeah, he was never Prince Adam in the Master of the Universe movie.
Never. No.
Yeah, we never saw that side of him. He was just automatically He-Man.
Yep, and there was. It's like, Prince Adam and He-Man are supposed to be like a secret identity kind of thing. Not everyone's supposed to know this.
So he just started off as He-Man, just stayed He-Man.
Exactly. And I hate to say it, but Man-at-Arms and Tila did not look like their characters in the live action. I will say though, in this new movie, oh yes.
We'll have to see him. We'll have to see this movie. I'll take my son to see it.
There you go.
He wants to see the Backrooms movie really bad. He's like a really big fan of all that like viral online like stuff, like those like Five Nights at Freddy's and all that kind of stuff.
Ooh.
So he wants to see the Backrooms, and I have no interest in it. I'm just like, ugh. But Obsession, I hear everybody's talking about Obsession. That sounds like it might be a good movie.
It is a good movie. And again, I'm not going to give you a review. Just go see it.
I'll go see it.
If I think a movie is worth paying the price of admission, I'm just going to say, I have nothing to say. Just go see the movie.
Nice. Yeah, man. Speaking of movies, you just went to the premiere of Delia With Love the other night. How did that go? I wasn't able to make it.
Well, I'm sorry you couldn't make it either, and that's okay. The place was already packed as it was. How did it go? I had a friend of mine from Pennsylvania drive down to hang out and check out the movie. I thought that was very sweet. I got to catch up with Brian, Scott, Bud, Alex, Jess Jett, Mark Sorrow, Bobby Caro, who's a music composer for a bunch of movies like Swine and Dine. So it was nice to catch up with everyone, but it was really like everybody was like, focused on each other. And it's like, I don't like cutting conversations, it's like, I'll just speak when spoken to.
Oh yeah. No, it's fine, man. The best thing I ever learned in the wrestling business is mouth shut, ears open. So it's just, you playing it right. You're playing it right. Just when people talk to you, talk back to them, be nice. For the most part, that's what I do anyway. I just stay quiet and just listen because, that's just what I learned in the wrestling business, and it seems to got me pretty good in where I'm at. So that's my best advice. If I could pass advice to you, it would just be that. Just
sit back, just keep doing what I'm doing. Pretty much, that's not a problem.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Can we talk about the time I almost got into wrestling?
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
Okay, well, I'll keep it brief. I don't want to, keep cutting you off like this. I apologize. So I tried out for the Monster Factory in Mantua, New Jersey in 1999 after WrestleMania 15 was in Philadelphia. And my best friend from high school at the time and I went, and we just went there just to check out the place, and we were in regular street clothes. And Pretty Boy Larry Sharp was the owner of the school and was running it at the time. And he's like, "You're not here to check things out. You're getting in that ring. Go." And I passed my tryout, but my best friend did not. But I tried to convince Larry, is like, if you give my best friend another chance, he won't disappoint you. Problem was that it was getting the money because making $1,000 at 20 years old was very difficult, especially today, or especially back in 1999. But long story short, I chose the military over wrestling, and it was a very good decision.
Oh yeah, for sure. That sets you up for the rest of your life. You make it through that.
You have no idea. I can go over the details with you off off camera, but you get the idea.
Right. You definitely, it's like choosing college or like choosing to go out and play music or something. You probably should go choose college because it's going to set you up for the rest of your life, and then you can go back and play music when you're done. You could always try out to be a wrestler again if you ever wanted to, and you could even work at the local level pretty easily if you really, really wanted to be a wrestler. I'm not saying that you can make it in the WWE, but if you just wanted to get into a wrestling ring and play around at the local level, and then bring people, same thing with bands. I mean, it's really, you never know. So
I love how you're so encouraging. It's like it's not too late to do this or this. I love that.
It's never too late. I mean, you got to look at like Diamond Dallas Page started wrestling when he was like fucking 48 or some shit. Like he was old. I mean, that's when he started.
Yeah. Fast forward to today, and he's got DDP yoga, and it's like, and it made him the man he is today, and everyone loves him for it.
Right. So like, how old are you now, Chris?
47.
You're 47. So, okay, you could definitely get in and be a manager. You want to be in the wrestling business in some capacity. I mean, start off as a manager, learn how to take some bumps, learn how to hit the ropes, and then just do a couple spots like as somebody's manager, jump up on the apron and get knocked off the apron. That'd be all you would ever have to do. And
actually, one of my best friends wanted to be my on-screen manager.
Well, I think you should play the role of the manager, I think.
You think so?
Because now we were, I would if I was in there because we're older. Like, we can't do all the stuff young guys do. People are going in there now 18, 19 years old.
Oh, yeah.
They got a whole life ahead of them. We're old men. We can't just go in there and start taking those kind of bumps at this age. So definitely but you can still take some, you know what I mean? You can still do a little bit. And with the little bit you can do, maximize it as much as you can. You know what I mean?
Like you were saying, like a couple of one-offs as just like a celebrity guest, manager for someone for like WrestleMania or SummerSlam.
Yeah, it could be something like that. You never know.
It's good to know there's options out there.
You could, if you work on a local level, you get picked up, seen by the right eyes, seen by the right talent scout, you end up doing a really good job. You never know what could happen. I mean, stranger things have happened. Fucking, my brother used to wrestle with this guy, and he was like they would feud, like they were like a big time feud here in Maryland. Their tag teams were, and when they come around, when WWE comes around, like some of the local wrestlers will go out and like try to be extras and stuff. Well, this guy that my brother was feuding with, not real feuding, kayfabe feud, they're friends in real life, but this guy who they were rivals in the wrestling industry got picked up and seen by Arn Anderson, and that night went against Braun Strowman on Monday Night Raw, and his name is James Ellsworth. And so like he ended up having a whole ass career. Nobody would have ever thought James Ellsworth, of all people, would have ever had a wrestling career like that in the WWE. But damned if they didn't see it, damned if he didn't make the most of it, damned if it didn't work out. It was awesome. So, I mean, there's opportunities and spots in the wrestling business all the time if you just get seen by the right people.
Yeah, that reminds me of a story about another wrestler. He was originally on the Chris Van Vliet show. His name's Jimmy Yang Wang.
Oh, yeah. He was around back in the day.
I met him when I was overseas in Japan. He just wrestled as Jimmy Yang.
Cool.
Brought him on base, fed him some American food.
Nice.
That was pretty awesome. That's another story for another day. So wrestling. You were right about Danhausen making his debut at Elimination Chamber. First of all, you predicted, as well as another friend of ours. His name's Paul Sudd. He's going to be on the podcast soon. He's a prop maker, actor, director, writer. He predicted it too. And then when it happened, I tagged you and Paul saying, "Doesn't it feel good to be right?"
Yeah, that's right. No, I'm a big Danhausen fan. I like a lot of the stuff he does with I like how he kind of makes his whole persona kind of like a Svengoolie type character, or like a, almost like an Elvira, like a boy Elvira, or I don't know. It's cool.
So I did some research. It turns out that his makeup was inspired by Pazuzu from The Exorcist.
Okay.
And if you see the original makeup and you compare it to Danhausen's, it's quite modified, and it makes perfect sense. Like the Pazuzu was his template, his practice template, and then mix in with let's see, and it makes sense with his name Danhausen, which is even better than his real name. But if you think about it, there's Dracula, there's Frankenstein, Danhausen. Makes sense to me.
I like it, man. I'm wearing a wrestling shirt right now. It's Ric Flair.
Best quote he ever said was, "Diamonds are forever, and so is Ric Flair." Woo!
This one says oldest, what's it say? It says Space Mountain, oldest ride with the longest line.
What was it? I saw a clip recently where he won. I think he either won or successfully defended the Intercontinental title. And he brought some girls to his limo. And he had like a couple of bottles of champagne in each hand. And he was like taking a bunch of Viagra just before he got in the limo. I'm like, oh my God, that's like a heart attack waiting to happen. And he's still alive.
Yeah. Yep.
Crazy. So one last thing about Danhausen. Who do you think is going to be Giant Danhausen, who's under the sheet, Frankenstein style? I think it's going to be Baron Corbin.
I think it's Baron Corbin. There's a lot of people saying it could be Baron Corbin. People are saying that the WWE is asking for Baron Corbin to come back. And I know that he's made a little bit of a name for himself in the indies and in MMA and boxing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I think Baron Corbin coming back as Giant Danhausen could be the best thing that ever happened to him.
Yeah, I think it would be really cool. And we know how well Baron Corbin is at any role they give him. When he was, Unlucky Baron Corbin or whatever the fuck, and he was like winning the lottery, and then he was like broke. And then he went through like a whole thing like that. He was the end of days Baron Corbin with like the long hair, and then he shaved off his head, and he was like a King Corbin. So like, yeah, like any persona or anything they throw at him, he can make it work.
Absolutely.
He's just really good. I like Baron Corbin. I like him. I like Chad Gable too. Chad Gable just came back from being El Grande Americano, and
did you see the match between him and the other Americano?
Yeah.
I mean, we all know it's Ludwig Kaiser. We don't care. We're just, that match was so good.
It was so good. And like, dude, yeah, Chad Gable is probably my favorite wrestler right now of all wrestling right now.
He needs a title of some kind to keep his momentum going. Maybe not right away, but eventually. In fact, it should have been him that ended, Gunther's 666th day as Intercontinental Champion. It should have been Gable. No disrespect to Sami Zayn.
Yeah, it would be cool to see Gable get his flowers, but I don't think it's needed right now. I think they got too much going on. I don't see Gable ever beating Roman Reigns or CM Punk. So
no. I mean, he's not there yet. Can he be? It's up to him.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many stars in WWE right now. It's almost oversaturated. So think about it. On Raw, you got Joe Hendry, love him. Ethan Page, love him.
Yeah.
I mean, not a fan of Roman Reigns being world champion, but maybe this is his farewell tour. I hope, but so I'm not a big fan of his. I don't hate him. I'm just not a fan.
Right.
Because remember in his earlier days when he was getting the big momentum push and everyone was against it, because it's like, let us, the fans, choose who should go on top, not you, one guy.
Right.
Vince McMahon.
Yeah, and Drew McIntyre was holding it down during COVID, but that's only because they didn't want Roman Reigns to have his title run be during COVID. And
yeah,
I don't know. I feel like Drew McIntyre did a really good job. I like Drew McIntyre too. I'm not a huge fan.
He's a four-time WWE champion.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Roman Reigns, but I like him better than Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, and now he's part of the bloodline as per the tribal rules match from Clash in Italy.
That was the rule, or that was the match from the main event in Italy or whatever that just happened. I got to choose one of the two, so I had to choose Roman because I don't really like Jacob Fatu. But my brother likes Jacob Fatu a lot, actually.
For a big guy, he's very aerial. for a big guy. That's impressive, and that shouldn't surprise me because that's what the Samoan family is known for.
Right.
I mean, Yokozuna was 500 plus pounds, quote unquote, and he could move like a cat, according to the Undertaker.
Yeah, Yokozuna was a very agile man for the size that he was.
Absolutely.
Elusive, cat-like.
So we got Raw covered. I'm trying to think SmackDown. I'm hoping that SmackDown will keep Danhausen, and also you got Matt Cardona, who used to be Zack Ryder back in the day, which I'm happy to see him return. R-Truth is still there as a tag champ with Damian Priest. What else? Sami Zayn, of course. Cody Rhodes, which, by the way, I think he's going to lose his title at the next pay-per-view.
He might. I can see that happening.
I think it's going to be Gunther, but with interference from Sami Zayn in some form. That's what I think. It could either be a one-on-one with Sami interfering or a triple threat match.
Yeah, I haven't been paying attention too much. I've been watching like 2 weeks, so I have to go back. I'm like 2 Raws behind.
But let me ask you this. What do you think of the program between Danhausen and The Miz? Isn't it just great television?
Oh, yeah. The Miz is good with everybody, anybody. He's going to get Danhausen over so good because Miz is just the easiest in the world to hate. He's the easiest in the world to hate, and he's just such a good heel. So he's going to get Danhausen.
He's an excellent heel, but when he is a face, it does count. Like with his rivalry with Shane, he was a decent face.
Yeah, but his heel work is next to nobody. I mean, he's in a class of his own when it comes to fucking his heel work. When my hand goes up, your mouth goes shut. All that shit.
I remember that during the Christmas special of Joe Hendry. Jingle bells, Miz has tiny balls.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you what. Miz is great. Miz is awesome.
He's a guy you just love to hate.
Yep.
And in fact, one of my friends I served with, we still talk wrestling from time to time. To this day, he cannot hate the Miz enough. He can't stand him.
Well, that's the Miz doing his job right. That's all that is.
Yes. Oh, no. This is not just on TV. It's like he's just a complete and utter bitch, according to my friend. But do I agree with him? No. I agree with you about him being able to do his job as a heel.
Right. That's him doing his job. That's him playing a character. The Miz is a character. It's not Mike Mizowski or whatever his name is. It's the Miz, So
imagine that. So you're talking about, coming from anything to being a wrestler. Look at the Miz, for instance. He was in the real world. He was a reality star, which was taboo if you're trying to get into wrestling, which today not so much. Like Jelly Roll, for instance, or was it Bad Bunny?
Jelly Roll did surprisingly well, and Bad Bunny. They both did surprisingly well, in my opinion, for never having wrestled before and then wrestled.
Yes,
like that. They were great. Not like that. What was that guy's name? Was it Travis Scott? Was that the guy's name?
Yeah, the one who gave Cody Rhodes a black eye, I think, or
he broke his friggin' orbital bone.
Yes.
He did more than just give him a black eye. He broke his friggin' face with a slap. It's like, that was so unsafe.
Isn't that the whole point of wrestling? It's like we get it's staged, it's choreographed, but you got to protect the other guy or gal.
Yeah, dude. Like Travis Scott he's a jerk. And then we ain't never seen him again because he knows as soon as he comes back, he's gonna get his receipt. They're gonna beat the shit out of him as soon as he comes back. And he's like, no, I ain't never coming back.
Another good wrestling term I never get tired of hearing is receipt.
Oh yeah.
I use that in real life too. It's like you're giving me a receipt here. You realize that, right? And people are like,
like my brother and I'm not saying that we speak in wrestling terminology, but we'll use wrestling terminology more than most people. And we'll equate things to wrestling more than most people because it's just how we grew up. But
Thank you. I've been doing that too, but I haven't admitted it until now.
But yeah, that's a lot of our lingo comes from wrestling. That necklace is all fucking tight.
Well, think about it, and it makes perfect sense because with wrestling promos and backstage skits and or clips or whatever, it's like you don't get multiple takes. You get like very few takes. You have to like get it almost immediately.
Right.
Unlike Hollywood back in the day, where it's like, we'll just do what we can. It's completely changed. But wrestling has really set the standard on how to perform in front of a camera, whether it's behind the scenes or backstage or in the ring. You know, I mean, wrestling's contributed more than people give credit for.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because, like you said, you compare almost everything to wrestling, like I do.
Yeah.
Which I think is fantastic. I thought, there's very few people like you that think that way also, and I appreciate it.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad we think alike.
100%. And so we already talked earlier about the future project we're working on together. We'll announce that when the time comes. But for right now, you're working on something. In fact, aren't you already in post-production for a movie? And I'm probably going to get demonetized for this, but it's called Shit Baby.
Yeah, Shit Baby is still stuck in kind of production hell right now.
Wait a minute. Why don't you tell me rather I tell you?
Well, okay, so yeah, we're working on Shit Baby. It's a movie that I wrote and directed. It stars Jimmy the Hair Guy from the Tell 'em Steve Dave podcast and his wife, as well as Barney Gertner from Iceland, who's like a big time Troma supporter and a Troma fan, Troma historian. He's the official Troma historian, I will say. Then there's also one more role that we don't know who's going to play it. It's either going to be me or it's going to be somebody else, or we don't know how we're going to fill this thing because it was supposed to be another person, but then they dropped out at the last minute. And I don't know. So there's that problem that we're dealing with right now. It also stars Lloyd Kaufman and Bill Wheaton, which their parts are already filmed. Really, it all just comes down to this one role that we still need to do the stuff for, and then we can start piecing it together and putting it out. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't have super duper high hopes for it because it was really just made for like a joke. But the more we fell into it, the more it was like, this could be a movie. This could really be a movie. So I don't know. I want to take my time with it and do it right. I'm thinking it could be finished by mid-August. But it burns me up though because I wanted to have it done in time for all these film festivals that were coming up.
Yeah, you mentioned that to me before.
Yeah, and I'm just not ready. I had so many setbacks, personal setbacks and setbacks with the movie itself. So we're going to try to pick it back up mid-June, see what happens. Give ourselves some time to kind of recover from recent big-time tragedies.
Don't talk about it here. We could talk about this after the episode, but I think you've already told me a couple of things.
Oh yeah. It's just some bullshit. It was just some dumb stuff. But yeah, man.
Oh, okay. I was thinking about what happened back in late December when we were shooting for Delia With Love because you couldn't make it on set that day. Something happened.
Oh yeah, no, that's my dad. My dad is yeah, no, it has nothing to do with him. But he's doing a little bit better right now.
Thank goodness.
So yeah.
It's like your dad got sick. You had to take care of him, and family is important. Obviously, you got to do your thing.
Yeah.
And Bud couldn't make it either that night because he was just sounding like he was dying over the phone.
Right. So my dad's in end stage COPD, and I go and I help him out, and we yeah, that's about it. But no, he's doing a little better now and more stable now. When that stuff happened in December, that's kind of like when we first found out it was getting bad and stuff like that. Like it was right before he got put on oxygen. So like but now he's on oxygen. He's fine. Or at least as good as he can be.
Well, I'm very sorry about your dad.
No, it'd be fine. It's all good. Yeah, but no, really just once we get all this stuff done, I think mid-June is when we're going to pick it back up. And I could be editing by July and have it done by August. That's what I'm hoping anyway. That's the
Well,
that's
I
the
think
trajectory.
I think I offered you this before this episode, but if you need help, let me know.
Yeah, absolutely. We're weighing out a bunch of options right now. I might end up playing
Yeah.
the role myself, but that's just if we wanted to get it done super quick. I may be looking for someone to fill that role. I'm not quite sure what we're doing yet. We're gonna look at it. We're gonna look at it again in mid June, and then pick it back up, and then hopefully be editing by July and have it done by August.
There you go, and then hopefully you'll have it.
After that, we're going to do Doggy Tales 2. Doggy Tales Volume 2 for Troma, starring my dog Petunia.
Is the first movie available on the Troma app?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, you can watch Doggy Tales Volume 1 right now on TromaNow.com. Only $4.99 a month. First 30 days are free. Troma-now.
Troma-now. Like I told you, I'm gonna download the app tonight and just take a picture saying, okay, I did my part. You're good. Which I needed to do for a long time anyway. So that's my fault for procrastinating.
Well, you'll see that not only do we have thousands of movies, we also have the extras from the DVDs. Not very many streaming services do that. Like where
exactly
you can watch it and then watch it with Lloyd's commentary. Go ahead, we have it on there with Lloyd's commentary. Like
let's talk about that. That is an absolute lost art form. That because DVDs was packed with bonus features, and sometimes you spent your weeknights or your weekend nights, you got nothing to do. You just pop in the bonus features and you just study.
There's no secondary audio track on any of your Netflix movies.
No,
there's no second unless it's Spanish. You're not hearing the director's commentary. You're not hearing nothing like that. But now, when you go to Troma Now, you can watch Citizen Toxie with Lloyd's commentary. You can watch it with the production, with the crew's commentary. You can watch it it's just like watching it on DVD. The bonus features on the Troma DVD that was like the reason to buy any Troma DVD. Like I'll just pull one out randomly right here. This is Student Confidential. Well, you can't really see it, but just the extracurricular activities. These are just the bonus features on the back. Intro by Lloyd Kaufman. Tales from the Crapper movie trailer. Suicide Troma trailer. Purple Pan music video. These are all different things you can find on Troma Now right now. Troma Dance PSA on Troma Now. Citizen Toxie trailer on Troma Now. Hamster PSA. That's the very first thing that James Gunn ever made. That's on Troma Now.
And James Gunn, I think everyone knows from Guardians of the Galaxy and the new Superman, which, by the way, I saw behind the scene pictures of Superman and Lex Luthor for Man of Tomorrow. Looks great.
Yeah. So
looks fantastic.
So really, Troma Now is where to go, is what to do. There you go. Oh, I got that right here too. That's awesome. I
bought this from you. You remember?
Yeah, man, we were pumping that one hard this Christmas. We had a bunch of copies of that we needed to move, and I put out like this big production about it. And what it is, it's part of our Roan group. So Roan is like all of the I guess you could say royalty-free movies that we have acquired and upgraded, remastered, made them pretty, got a lot of the different stuff, cleaned them up, and then repackaged and re-released. And so they're a lot of really older titles, but they're so good. We have a lot of serials Radar Men from the Moon and things like that. We have a lot of Zorro movies, a lot of Zorro Republic serials and stuff. So
the Troma Now app has free was it public domain movies too?
Oh yeah, dude, they have the entire Roan collection. Oh yeah,
this one,
Souls, that probably on there.
Well, I don't know. You ever meet this guy, Mr. Lobo? He's cool as hell.
I haven't. No.
He's a horror host, and he's very entertaining. He's very charismatic. It's there's no such thing as bad movies, only misunderstood. He's a good dude. And I think he was originally from California, then he moved to Philly. I think he goes to that drive-in that you have posted in the background.
Yeah, that's the Mahoning Drive-In Theater. We're actually doing Tromathon on July 17th and 18th. It's a 2-day event. You can bring a tent. You can probably camp there on the premises if you fall asleep, whatever. So many guests are scheduled to be there. We've got like Debbie Rochon and Lisa Gay and Will Keenan and Mercedes Amuse is coming out from San Diego, or San Francisco. I'm sorry. We were in Santa Cruz, filming Poultrygeist 2, which has its debut right there.
Still need to watch the first one, but we already talked about that, you and I. I just have a lot of catching up to do.
Right. Night of the Chicken Dead. This one is Dawn of the Chicken Dead. So, yeah, dude.
So, is another Troma movie called Human Hibachi, or am I thinking of something else?
No, Human Hibachi is a Troma franchise.
Okay.
I don't know too much about it, but I know that they are doing a really good job with their promotion, and they're doing a really good job with their production. And you're going to see a lot from the Human Hibachi crew coming up very soon. Nice.
And you mentioned Will Keenan earlier. He was in Tromeo and Juliet.
Yeah, he's going to be at Tromathon doing autographs and signing and stuff like that. Speaking of Tromeo and Juliet, I got a little friend here.
Yeah, I don't know if I told you this yet or not, but I actually met Will Keenan on a set that Brian and I were working on with Will. It was a short movie recently.
Oh,
Yeah, and that's how I met Will Keenan. And in fact, I'm embarrassed to admit this, but I didn't even know too much about Troma, let alone Mr. Will Keenan, until I saw what was the movie? Not Tromeo and Juliet, but Samurai. Was it the Amityville Schoolgirls from Outer Space?
Yeah,
Will Keenan's in that, as well as Valen Vendetta, our co-star for Delia With Love. Crystal Rose Cardona plays the leader. I'm sure you know who she is,
right? And
I met her before. She's a cosplay actress who's known as Tiffany from Child's Play, and she's really good.
It also stars Dan Davis.
Yes,
who
did. By the way, I caught up with him recently, where he's working on First Date of Fear.
Right. Yep. We'll go into that another time, but it also stars me. I play Fred in that.
That's right.
It was my acting debut.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it's on this DVD.
That's right. Amityville Aliens. This is the first time I ever had any kind of speaking role in any movie. And yeah, it was really fun. I wasn't even supposed to, little interesting thing about it, I wasn't even supposed to be in that movie as Fred. I was just a production assistant. But on the day, Newt, his car didn't work, and everybody was there. We needed to film this thing, and I was like, well, I could do it. And they're like, really? Because I had read for Dan Davis's role for the table read, because Dan Davis wasn't able to make it to the table read. So I just took over for his part just to read for the table read. And so I kind of already knew the story. I kind of already knew the characters. I kind of already knew the what to do. But Newt was actually supposed to play my role. And then he wasn't able to make it that day. And I was just like, I can do it. And they're like, all right, well, let's try it. And it worked.
And it worked. I saw you, and I'm going to watch it again tonight, just as I guess, nostalgia, although it hasn't been that long. But so regarding the movie, we mentioned it earlier, and it's been announced already, so I can't get in trouble for it. But his 3 movies, Boxan, The Boog, Amityville Schoolgirls from Outer Space, and Dealing with Love will be on the Troma Now app soon?
Yeah, they will all be on Troma Now very soon.
So you were already Troma, so that you're covered. Brian Wilde's quote was, "He's Troma by proxy." And I guess that makes me Troma by proxy because of Dealing with Love.
Well, in essence, everybody is Troma. Everybody is in the Troma team. If you go and spread the word of Troma, and then you do it. I don't like thinking of Troma as being some kind of elitist thing where, oh, he's part of Troma. It's like, no, I'm just me. But I do a lot of work with Troma. But really anybody can do the work. You just gotta do the work, man. Go make some Troma stuff. Go make some Troma signs. Go promote Troma wherever you can. Go get new
Exactly.
eyes to look at Troma, and there you go. You're part of the Troma team because you're doing the stuff on the street level. Why would that not be part of a street team? So like,
Exactly.
right. So that's what we need right now is we need shit on the street level. We need ground level promotion from new eyes. We need brand new eyes that don't know what Troma is to see Troma and fall in love with Troma the same way that we fell in love with Troma back when we were teenagers.
And everybody was introduced differently to Troma, just like anything else. Like you and I, for instance, our gateway to Troma was the Toxic Crusaders cartoon, and then, well, for me, it was the cartoon and the video games, which I'm sure was for you also. So that was my gateway in. And of course, as an adult, as I got older, I was like, wait a minute, there was a movie? Oh my God, this is much more raunchier than the cartoon. What the hell happened here? It almost felt like my childhood was ruined at that moment.
Yeah.
It's like RoboCop. It's like the cartoon was awesome, and you saw the movie, like, that's not supposed to happen.
I didn't know that. No, I knew that the Toxic Avenger was a movie. I just had never seen it until I was probably 17 or 18.
Sooner than me.
And the first one that I ever saw was Citizen Toxie.
Oh, you didn't go in chronological order either then. Okay.
No. Yeah, it was the first one I saw was Citizen Toxie.
That's the third one, right?
Fourth one.
What was the third one? The Obnoxious Offender?
The Last Temptation of Toxie. He goes against the devil.
Oh,
and
that's
the
right.
second one is he goes to Japan trying to find his father. But that was actually the same movie, 2 and 3. And when you put them together, it's called Mr. Melvin. The original version was called Mr. Melvin, and they just had so much footage that they made 2 movies out of it. But now Refused Films is putting it out on Blu-ray. You can actually pre-order it right now. The Mr. Melvin cut of 2 and 3 put together.
Is on the Troma app, or is this we're talking about you have to
this is an independent website. This is a sister company to Troma from the UK called Refused Films. It's run by Liam Regan, and he is the writer director of Eating Miss Campbell and My Bloody Banjo. Longtime Troma fan, fellow Troma historian, just all around good guy. And he's been taking some of the more popular and less popular, we'll say, of Troma titles and putting them out on Blu-ray under his own label to release in the UK and overseas and wherever. But he's putting together like the most comprehensive versions of these things. It's like everything, any type of bonus feature, behind the scenes, any goddamn thing you can think of, he's throwing it in there. And it's like, I don't know, it's just really cool. So for him to put out the Mr. Melvin cut is going to be really awesome because you're going to get so many extras, so many bonus features on all these like Blu-rays that he puts out. It's really good. But that's Refuse Films, REFUSE, refusefilms.com.
Send me a link after the episode whenever you can, and so I can check it out for myself because that sounds fascinating to me, Mr. Melvin.
Yeah, he's already put out Kabuki Man. He's already put out Toxie 1.
Yep.
He's put out a couple other ones and Cannibal the Musical. But he's got Mr. Melvin coming out with also part 2 and part 3, but he also has them together as Mr. Melvin.
That sounds great. I mean,
Yes.
all this talk about Troma makes me want to watch the Toxic Avenger franchise. But there's also another movie I've been dying to see that I haven't got around to. It's Nuke 'Em High.
Yeah.
I heard good things about that one.
Yeah, I believe it or not, I've only seen Nuke 'Em High twice in my entire life. It wasn't never one that I kind of gravitated to. I've seen the remake or the Return to Nuke 'Em High more times than I've seen the original. But yeah, or 2 or 3. I have them all. I own them all, but I just don't. I had I never really gravitated to watching them as being one of my favorites or anything like that.
So, as far as the Troma app goes, and this is a long shot, but I wonder if on the app, if it has the anthology series of Lloyd Kaufman's How to Make Your Own Damn Movie.
It does. We have
What?
all volumes of Make Your Own Damn Movie. We have Produce Your Own Damn Movie. We have Direct Your Own Damn Movie. Um, we have audio books of everything I know about filmmaking I learned from Toxic Avenger. Audiobook of Make Your Own Damn Movie. Yeah, we've got a lot, a lot on Troma now.
I'm beyond impressed at this point because I was thinking if the app has how to make your own damn movie or let alone how to produce your own damn movie, then it's like the
Yep,
possibilities
it
are endless
does.
at this point because I
And then,
remember specifically about how to direct your own damn movie being available on DVD back in the day on Amazon, which it still is, but you get the idea.
and also we have Troma's Edge TV. Troma's Edge TV was their Channel 4 UK show, and like it was like a half an hour show where they covered different topics from like drugs to sex to violence, whatever. They would cover these topics and make like an actual 30-minute TV show about it, and they have every episode of it on Troma now.
Kids don't do crack.
Right. Stuff like that. And then you see Trent Haga like lighting up butt cracks and like trying to.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
this is
actually
Troma. It's no holds
bit
barred at
from the
this
drug
point, you
episode.
know?
Yeah,
It's no holds barred with Troma. I mean, anything can happen, but it still surprises you, but not for the sake of shock and awe. You know,
right.
that's
Well,
just what Troma is.
yeah, trauma is there to send a message, and usually it's a message of positivity. But you have
Yes,
to read between the lines to get it, and if you don't
of
get it,
course.
then it ain't for you.
I mean, even the Toxic Avenger kind of has a message.
Right? We're not just going to hand it to you, but I mean, if you can see if you can see that Toxie is breaking the head of a bad guy who is polluting, we're trying to tell you polluting's wrong, and if you fucking this is what you should do. If you're polluting, you should die. I don't know.
You know what? It's like I'm not a tree. Well, I should be a tree hugger if I expect to breathe, but no, I'm eco friendly.
That's what I'm saying.
I believe in recycling.
But,
I believe in taking out your own trash or not littering or anything like that. It's yeah. I believe in clean water and I believe in a healthy ozone layer. I believe in the I'm a firm believer of the rainforest. I'm all for that. I want to save the planet, not destroy it.
right. And yeah, so that's pretty much me and who I am and what I'm about.
And the fact that the fact that you know so much about wrestling is impressive, and the fact that you know your video games is also impressive.
Yeah, I like video games, wrestling, and Troma. It's pretty much all of me.
And you're an act. Well, you became an actor, which congratulations. I'm happy for you that Amityville Schoolgirls from Outer Space was your first film. That's fantastic. And then, of course, you might have to star in your own movie Shit Baby because of what happened, which we're not going to get into because that's problematic. Right. You're still trying to pick up the pieces.
Yeah.
And then the other project coming up in a couple of years.
I died in Psycho Ape 2. I got killed. I was in a commercial for Slaughter Beach where I got killed.
Wait a minute, you were in Slaughter Beach?
I was in a commercial for Slaughter Beach that they filmed at my comic book store.
I'll have to rewatch.
Yeah. So I was working at a comic book store at the time, and I let Brett and Dan Davis come over, and we filmed a little commercial bit for their DVD release of Slaughter Beach. And I starred in it as a customer who gets killed by Fishman Sam.
Fishman Sam.
So
I need to
there's
finish
that.
Slaughter Beach. I promised Brian. No, not Brian. I promised Dan that I would finish because he says it's good homework going forward for First State of Fear and any other projects going forward. Because as far as Dan Davis is concerned, I'm part of the Clock Out team, although it's his production company.
That's what he said before to me, but we'll get into that another time.
I rather not. I rather not because it's like Dan told me something. The only thing I could say. That he said to me about you is just one thing and one thing only is just be careful around him. I'm like, you and I get along great, Daniel. I don't see a problem.
Yeah, be careful around me. He might end up buying you all your DVDs and production stuff for your table, and then look out of here. Anyway,
I don't want. I'm not trying to stir up shit. Okay.
Well, whatever. But I will say that I don't necessarily want to be an actor more than I want to write and produce and direct. That's what I really want to do. I just act because sometimes there's nobody else to fill the role of it. And I don't want to say that I'm pretty good, but people have told me that I'm pretty good, and that just gives me some kind of like complex or whatever, to where it feels like, or kind of confidence boost to where it's like, sure, I'll try it, whatever. If you guys think I'm good, then I'll do it, whatever. But yeah, I'd rather, like with Dolphin Man, I don't want to, because I played Dolphin Man for Troma, but it's not like I want to be Dolphin Man. It's not like I want to play Dolphin Man. I want to write Dolphin Man's story. I want to produce Dolphin Man's content. I don't necessarily want to be the guy in the mask. You know what I mean? But a lot of people think that I want to be the guy in the mask. And I have been the guy in the mask. I actually played Dolphin Man in Poultrygeist too. And I played Dolphin Man in Rise of the Super Tromettes. And I played Dolphin Man in a bunch of Troma shorts. But I want to write for Dolphin Man. I don't necessarily want to be Dolphin Man.
I understand.
If we could find a Dolphin Man actor, that would be great. But I don't know. It's a little involved.
Well, I'm glad you're speaking about what you want to do and what you want to focus on, because, earlier in the episode, we talked about what I wanted to do. I honestly, once again, I'm happy with my podcast, start live streaming once I get that perfected, and maybe do a web series of my own video game reviews in my own style. Basically, here's another wrestler terminology for you. It's basically yourself with the volume turned way up.
Yeah.
Which that was from Jim Cornette.
Yeah, that's what you got to be if you're going to be in the business. If you're going to do anything in the entertainment business, you just got to be yourself, but turn it to 11.
I love it. Turn it to 11, not 10, or turn the volume all the way up. I love that.
Yeah.
But that's just to give you an idea. But if I'm offered anything like, hey, can you help me on, like if you come to me and goes, hey, Chris, I need your help on set, boom mic, slate, whatever. Yeah, that's not a problem. I need you in front of the camera. Okay, that sounds good too.
Yeah, that's kind of how it was with me. I'm happy to do whatever on a film set. Just let me know what you want me to do. If you want me to act, I'll act. You want me to hold a boom, I'll hold a boom. You want me to fucking... There is
one thing I want to do with you if the possibility is available. I want to live stream the Toxic Crusaders video game with you, multiplayer style.
Yeah. If we can play it online, if there's online capability for it. I don't know if there's going to be online or if it's just couch co-op. But either way, you can come over to my house. We can do it. Or, you're right in Delaware, right?
You already invited me. All I have to do is bring my equipment.
Right. You're just right in Delaware, and I got a place in Ocean City, so it's like there's you, there's me. You just go right down the street and you're there.
That's it.
So
that's absolutely it. I'll bring the equipment, and then we'll handle the rest.
There you go. Sounds good.
So, anything you want to plug? Anything you want to shout out to before we wrap up for today?
Yeah, I just want to say, Tromathon is coming up July 17th and 18th. It's going to be at the Mahoney Drive-In Theater in Lehighton, Pennsylvania. We're going to have 6 movies, 3 movies each night. We're having 3 bands each night. So come out. I think tickets are only $15 a night. So $30 gets you 6 movies. You can camp overnight. It's a drive-in theater. It's so cool. Open atmosphere. Many, 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 many Troma guests. And Lloyd will be there, and he does all his signings and photo ops for free. So just come hang out, meet Lloyd, meet the Troma team. It'll be fun. Other than that, on June 14th, we have a Troma retrospective at Smod Castle. in New Jersey. So that's Kevin Smith's movie theater.
Great theater, by the way.
Right, and Kevin Smith will be hosting this Troma retrospective Q&A with Lloyd Kaufman on June the 14th at 4:20 p.m. We'll leave it up to Kevin, right?
You know he doesn't touch the stuff anymore, right?
Yeah. So and then last but not least, Shit Baby will be done this year. I hope it's done in August, but
excuse me,
if not, wait longer.
Just if it's behind the scenes in front of the camera, just let me know. I'll help you out. You know that.
All right, man. Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, lot to look forward to. So one last question about the Smodcastle appearance: are you going to be there?
Yeah, I will be there. I will be there. I think Frankie Bones will be there. Lisa and JT, Toxie and Sarah will be there. And Lloyd will be there. Kevin will be there. Kevin Smith. Silent Bob himself.
Oh yeah, that's right, because it's his theater. He's hosting. That's going to be a freaking treat.
Yeah. I named my son Brody after Mallrats. So like, yeah, I'm like freaking out about it a little bit.
That kid is back on the escalator again.
Right?
That was like the best scene in the whole damn movie, was that he's back on the escalator again.
Yeah, I named my son Brody after that movie.
I love Mallrats. I love all of Kevin Smith's movies. I can't pick a favorite. They're all good.
Yeah, they are. I
mean, it's good. Like one day I'm in a mood. It's like if you ask me today, I would say Clerks is my favorite. You ask me again tomorrow, it's going to be something different. It always changes. There's no consistency. Like right now, I can tell you Jay and Silent Bob is my favorite.
My favorite is Chasing Amy. It's the best one
to me.
But yeah, I mean they all have shit. I like it. I like them for. I don't know.
But you have to admit that Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back is just chock full of Easter eggs.
Yeah.
I love when Holden McNeil opens the door. He goes, well, look at these morose motherfuckers right here. Sounds like someone shaved this cereal. Bong. He looks like such an idiot after when he's laughing. I know my Kevin Smith stuff. Just as much as you. In fact, there was a game that came out recently, and it was released on 420. It's a beat 'em up. It's available on the Switch, I think.
Oh, nice. Yeah. It's going to be just like the Toxic Crusaders game that comes out. One day. So I don't know when.
Am I allowed to ask this about the game? Although it's will it be released this year at least, or you can't answer that?
I'm like 99% sure it's this year.
Okay. Once again, I don't want to be known as a snitch. It's like if you don't want to tell me, don't freaking tell me. I don't want to be known for that.
Yeah, no. From everything that I've heard, it's supposed to be this year sometime. Probably fourth quarter. But that don't quote me on that. So
no,
if I had to guess, I would say fourth quarter. But
that's plenty of time. Because I got to beat the Jay and Silent Bob game. I got to beat, the Marvel Alien or the Invasion, that game. I got to beat that.
Cosmic Invasion?
Yes, Cosmic Invasion. There's just so many games that I own that I haven't even picked up yet. And I've had them for years. And it's starting to get ridiculous. Like recently, I announced on Facebook, it's like, I finally beat Mario 64 and got all 120 stars after waiting nearly 30 years.
Oh, wow.
And then my thread post went crazy with people like, well, that's great, congratulations, but what made you play it now? And the answer was, I have too many games, and I keep buying them, saying I'm going to play it, and then time goes by and it never happens.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm putting a stop to it. But then, if you remember, a couple days ago, there was was it the summer? It was like a summer. It's like an E3 convention. I don't remember the name of the convention, but it was like so many titles were announced. Like Resident Evil Code Veronica is getting a remake. Alien Isolation 2 is finally going to happen after 12 years. I just found out earlier today Crazy Taxi is getting the upgraded treatment, and it'll be available on the PS5. Because you were talking about Dreamcast, and who remembers Crazy Taxi?
Right. Crazy Taxi is great. That was one of my favorite games. That soundtrack on Crazy Taxi was next level. Offspring.
Yeah, do you remember that song, The Offspring?
Yeah.
They play. So I'll send you the trailer later, but you do hear that song.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm like, it's like the only thing missing, and I hope it's in the game, is like all the hidden endorsements, like, like Pizza Hut or KFC or Pepsi or anything like that. I hope so, just for nostalgia's sake.
Hell yeah. I'd like to, dude, if I had all the money in the world, I would have a Crazy Taxi arcade machine with the sit down driving in it. That was such a good machine. That and Top Skater. You remember Top Skater?
Yes, I do. That was from Sega.
Yeah, where you could like stand on the skateboard, and
yes,
that was so fun. I used to love that game.
All right, so you're in Baltimore, so Philly's not that far from you, but talk to Newt if you get a chance. He knows a gentleman who owns a retro arcade shop. So he buys, he sells, he repairs. His name's Todd Tuckey. I want to get him on the show, but he had a shop. He's had a shop for years. If anybody knows how to fix an arcade cabinet or a pinball machine, it's him.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so if you want Crazy Tax and you got the cash, then he's the man to talk to.
I've got a original Space Invaders machine.
I love Space Invaders. I love that game. Space Invaders, Asteroids.
Yeah. It's crazy.
But, well, speaking of which.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. That's awesome. Hold on. Let me see if I can. How do I turn off my effect on here? I guess I can't. I don't know. But
you're probably going to give me hell for. Oh, wait. You stepped out.
You can't really see it, but just smack the glass. I don't know how to turn off my effect. How do I turn off my background? But
that's
whatever.
I don't recommend playing this one if you ever get around to it.
Oh gosh.
You go up, you go down. You go up, you go down. What am I doing in this game?
I got the Ultimate Warrior comic.
Oh yeah, the one from '96.
Yeah, I just found it at a comic book store the other day and picked it up. It's wild, but this is cool. I want to thank you for having me on the Crazy Geezer podcast.
Oh, dude, it's a pleasure, and thank you so much for all your support from the beginning. And I'll do anything I can to help you out too. It's like I'm looking forward to what the future holds for both of us.
Yeah, man. I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure I'll have you on Doggy Tales too, for sure. I need all the help I can get with that one. And that's for Troma. That's like directly for Troma. So,
hey, just let me know where and when and how, and then we'll figure out the rest of the details. Like me taking time off from my full-time job, so I can contribute as much time as possible.
Sounds good, man. All right, Chris. Well, thank you for having me on this awesome podcast of yours.
Oh, it's an honor. And I'm looking forward to talking to you again in the near future, just about anything, just because I can give you a subject and you'll run with it. It's awesome.
Yeah, man. For sure. Just have me back anytime you want.
You got it. All right. Well, enjoy the rest of your night and we'll talk soon.
All right, bud. Thanks again for having me.
My pleasure. Take care.
Bye, bud.
Bye.